get rid of that. X to delete vertices. Then we select this vertice, and then select this vertice, and press F. So it fills it in. And so now we have this entire full thing. Pad 7. And then say I want to start this one now. We select a vertice, and then we do Shift D, and then we can put it wherever we want. And that goes for everything like this as well. So see, these scratches sort of thing are pretty much the same. So what I'll do is I'll make sure this is all selected, and then do Shift D and come here, scale it down, rotate it. They're not exactly the same. But if they were, you could just do that. I'll just Control Z. There. And then, for more simple shapes, like these circles here, what we can do is we do Shift A and just bring in a circle. And then we can bring it to wherever and scale it up and place it down wherever we want it. And then Shift D to duplicate it, bring it there, Shift D to duplicate, bring it there. Now, the important thing to remember though, is we want to have each section on its own, and it needs to be closed off. So for these areas here, we need to get rid of these vertices that are in the middle. A little hard to see if you can't see them. Just go like that. Delete the vertices, and then what we can do is we can grab this, move it there, and then just press E to extrude, and we'll extrude it along here. And we'll do the same thing. Select that one and select that one, and then F to fill. We'll do the same thing here. Move these, extrude, like that, select that, F to fill. And there we go. And that's pretty much how you can do the entire thing, just with those few simple ways. You can do pretty much anything. Now, one important thing to note here is you see these, if we just do it normally, we'd have two lines here, which we don't want. So what we can do is we can go into Edge Select and select this edge, and we can right click and click Subdivide, and we go back to Vertices, and then we can take this and press G and press G again, so it'll move along this axis. What we can do is we can come here, we'll get rid of this one, and then select these two and press F to fill. Then we'll do the same thing again here, subdivide, GG, put it where we want it, select this one, and press F to fill. And so now this is one nice full object here. We'll have to do the same thing with this one, see, but this one's, because we did the circle first, it's a lot easier, because what we can do is we can just press E from here and start it here instead. And then, so we have the shape, have to fill, select this one, and then start from there again. And we just need to make the entire shape. This will take a bit of time, but if you take your time, then it'll end up looking pretty good. Just make sure to keep everything one object. You see, we don't want any double lines anywhere. We're all good. Like that. So just keep doing this, and eventually you'll get it done. Alright, and then once you have all of the outlines done, what we can do is you can go into Edge Select and go one by one, selecting the loops of each color. What you can do to make it faster, come up here and hold down left click and do select circle, and then you hold down shift and it'll do that. It makes it a bit easier when you're doing a lot, but it makes it significantly less exact as well. And then once you have that all done, you can press F to fill in the face. So now you just need to go around and do this entire thing. Now, once you've got it all done, it's all a face, what you can do is you can go to face select, press A, press E, and extrude it all up a little bit. But now, this is just a solid thing, so any anything in the middle won't come through. So you need to start going through and picking different pieces to either raise or lower. So I'm going to lower all of these circles by the same amount, just with the extrude. There we go. I'm going to raise all of these by the same amount. Lower this. Raise all of these. I'll raise this part a little bit, and then raise that part as well. I might as well raise this a little bit too. So just add a bit of variation in the height and the thickness. And then, as another bit you can do, you can select a face and then come to the bevel tool. You can start adding bevels to all of the faces that we want to. Like that. And I'll come through, bevel all of these faces. There we go. Bevel this one, and this one. Might as well bevel this one as well. A little bit. There we go, we got our final-ish product. What we can also do, if we want to add a bit more, we can go to inset faces and just add a bit of variation, and then we can select a face and then press G and Z to move it up. And then there we go, so it comes up a little bit. We'll do the same thing on this face as well. I want to make sure that it doesn't overlap though. Bring it up. There we go. You can play around with this as much as you want. Make it look however you want. Now that we have our mesh made, and it's all 3D, what we can do now, we can go to object mode, right click, or no, we want to go to edit mode, face select, press A to select all, and then we right click, and we can UV unwrap faces and do smart UV project, and just press OK. And then we can go into shading. So we want to come here to the shading tab, and we want to, right here, we want to put whatever picture we had as our logo that we had before. So we'll bring that in, just drag and drop. We want to change this to closest, and then put the color into the base color. And it's not going to look perfect right now, that's normal. So we'll put that there, and then we'll bring in right here, we click on the hero logo, and then change this to UV editor. And now what we can do is we press tab to go into object mode, click these two little arrows here, and it's going to look really weird. So on the bottom left here, what we want to do, select all and scale it as far down as we can. And now what we can do is go through, I'll change, and now we can, so now we want to grab this, and we just press G to move it, and move it to whatever sort of base color you want. And then you can start to go through selecting faces. And this will take a bit. We're going to hold Alt to select a loop of faces, which will make it go a lot faster. So we can select a lot of faces at once. We just want to go around, start selecting all of the faces that we want a specific color. As you can see, I'm going to do the black first. And then we can just press G here and move it to black. And see, now we have that part all black. Do the same thing with all of the other parts. Just go through, hold Alt and Shift to add that to the selection. And then go through and just select all of the pieces. You see here, I have a bit of a weird geometry here. So we'll just go to vertices select. And you see it's because these two are messing up. So we'll take these two vertices, select them, and then press M and merge at last. See, now they're merged together. So you can do that for any weird geometry. Go back to face select and just continue going. Now, once we've got all of the color, we can add a little bit more fanciness to it, I guess is the word, with this node right here. So I feel like I want this to be shiny. So we'll turn the roughness down. We'll change to rendered in the viewport shading. And we'll go into object mode, and just add in a simple point light here, and we'll turn the power up, and we'll move this one here, duplicate it, and move this one here, just that we have some reference. Back into this one, we'll turn the roughness, I'm going to keep it up a little bit, or else it won't look like it's shiny. We'll turn the metallic up. We'll turn the speckler up. Then the sheen up. You can just play around with lots of these. You can even add a clear coat to it. Just play around with these until you find something that you like. I think I'm liking that. It's nice and shiny, but it looks good. Click Shade Auto Smooth. It'll smooth areas that should be smooth. Like these parts here. But keep these sharp. I think that looks good.
Yeah.